First of all, Kyle Kalinske of Secular Talk released a Pride Secular Talk, and I was like, boom, ordered it. Thank you, Kyle Kalinske. So I'm going to start this morning how one of the biggest names on Fox News was forced to issue an embarrassing on-air apology after Shark Tank star Kevin O'Leary pushed a completely unsubstantiated claim during her show, her Fox Business News Network show on Friday morning, to issue a humiliating apology for O'Leary, who falsely suggested in May that opponents of his Utah data center were being funded by China. Mr. O'Leary has now corrected the record and explained that he has no evidence that the Alliance for a Better Utah, Elevate Strategies, Josh Cantor, Taylor Nunn, or Gabriel Finlayson are funded by China or the Communist Chinese Party. Bartiromo said, Fox News Media is likewise aware of no evidence that they are funded by, acting at the direction of, or coordinating with Chinese interests in opposing Kevin O'Leary's project. Fox News Media apologizes for the error. Bartiromo also displayed the on-screen retraction O'Leary issued on social media, in which he clarified that he had no evidence that people are objecting to the Mammoth Data Center project have ties to or are being funded by China. Unlike Bartiromo, O'Leary did not actually apologize for pushing the false claims about opponents of the Utah project. Instead, he said, "Who would want us to stop building our electrical grid? Who would want to stop us from having the computing capacity to develop AI? Which adversary would want that? There's only one. It's China," O'Leary said during his May appearance on Bartiromo's show while wearing a Utah national security hat. Well, Bartiromo wasn't the only Fox star who had to issue an on-air apology after O'Leary retracted his comments. The big weekend show host, Johnny Joey Jones, also read a similarly worded apology after O'Leary corrected the record about comments he made during a May 24th appearance on the program. Kayleigh McEnany also issued an apology during the Saturday in America. As noted by Status's Oliver Darcy, the coordinated cleanup effort from Fox News is a rare display of remorse from a network that seldom assumes such a defensive posture. What exactly prompted O'Leary and Fox to embark on this unusual apology tour remains unclear, but it's safe to bet that a legal threat was involved. Darcy wrote, "Once O'Leary publicly acknowledged that he had no evidence for his allegations, Fox was left in an uncomfortable position. Well, they've been Trump apologists. They've been state regime media and propaganda center for Trump. So, this is the least of the things that they need to apologize for." In April of 2023, Fox settled a defamation suit with Dominion Voting Systems for more than $787 million after the network repeatedly amplified conspiracy theories that Dominion voting machines were used to rig the 2020 contest in favor of Joe Biden over Donald Trump. The Daily Beast has contacted Fox News for comment. So the comment section was particularly lively underneath this article. So one guy says, "O'Leary wearing a national security cap while claiming China is behind grassroots effort by citizens fighting to stop the destructiveness of those huge data centers was a wink and a nod that it's all about national security. No, it's not. It's about him and the rest of them getting rich by grinding regular people just trying to not be ground into dust by them. He got caught this time. But if anyone thinks getting caught stops them, that person needs more time to think. No do-gooder does good for free," Andrea Lama says. She says Communist China posts a $1 trillion trade surplus. The U.S. spends trillions on the military-industrial complex for weapons of war, and its citizens enjoy imposed tariff austerity and astronomical federal deficits, coupled with massive personal debt for common serfs. Why are the communists out capitalizing the capitalists? Team says, "The colossal costs and community impacts associated with AI data centers is a big problem. O'Leary seems to think it's every American's patriotic duty to support this build-out that is clearly part of the AI bubble that has formed and will burst eventually. The demands on electricity and water are staggering. There is one data center that installed 8 jet engine-driven gas turbines to generate its own power, and the high-pitched noise was driving neighbors crazy. You can bet the costs of upgrading the grid will be passed along to ratepayers and taxpayers. These guys are always looking for a free lunch. Not people who are getting SNAP benefits. Not them. The corporate welfare queens that we have shaping our policy." Linda Leeson says, Let's all remember that O'Leary is Canadian with Irish and Emirati purchased passports. He has no real interest in American security and is using Utah as a convenient place to make money without his home suffering the related damage. Stateless capital indeed. Mickham says, why should anyone in the United States care about what a Canadian says? I don't agree with that. But President Newsom should lock him up in 2029 for crimes against the United States. S. Boksha says, you know who cares? The family of the people he and his wife destroyed when O'Leary hit and killed them with their boat and are still fighting from taking responsibility for taking care of their loved one. Qwerty says, the enemy nations that are helping to destroy our democracy, China, Russia, NK, and you know who, are not against MAGA, not against ruining our environment with data centers, not against tariffs, not against MAHA, not against the Trump regime's illegal killings and wars, because all of those things are tearing us apart domestically, making us weaker and less influential internationally, destroying our environment, public health, and our economic stability. Joe G. 2028 said, yep, they're all just letting IQ 4.5 do their dirty work for them. They can just sit back, not spend on sabotage, and watch in delight as he flushes the country down his fool's gold toilet.